Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called A Secret New Electronic Device is Being Used to Steal Cars. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe, like, follow, and comment on the show. Also, I'd like to tell you about HollywoodIsCalling.com. It's a company that allows you to purchase live calls with more than 100 celebrities. A live 15-second call is $19.95, and a live 30-second call is $29.95. It's a fun gift for the holidays, or if you just want to inspire somebody you know, and you can buy them a live call to motivate them or inspire them, or you just may want to talk to your favorite star. Whatever the occasion, give it a try. HollywoodIsCalling.com. Now let's get started. So there is a huge problem out there that is getting very little attention from the media, from law enforcement, and from auto manufacturers. This problem is causing cars to be stolen so quickly that it amazes even the police. This technology allows car thieves to steal your car in under 10 seconds. And here is the really terrible part. The car thieves don't have to break into your car to get inside. They don't have to stick a screwdriver into the ignition or the keyhole of your door. They don't have to do any of that. Why? Because this technology disables and opens your car so quickly that it all happens in just a matter of seconds. Here's another part of the equation that makes it even worse. Because of this new technology, it allows thieves to get into your car and steal it without any signs of forced entry whatsoever. There is no damage to your car, no broken windows, no broken door locks, no broken ignition switches. No sign of forced entry whatsoever. So why is that a big deal? I'll tell you why it's a big deal. Because eventually your police department will locate your car. And then the insurance company representative will look at the car. They will see no signs of forced entry or damage to your vehicle. They will claim that you had something to do with this, that you were somehow negligent. They'll say you must have left the door open or you must have left the key in the car, because how else could the car have been stolen without damaging the windows, the steering column, or any part of the car? They just don't understand how any of that's possible. Well, what do they do next? Next, they try to blame it on you and say that the reason that your car was stolen was because you must have been negligent by leaving the door open, leaving the key in the ignition, leaving the key on the car seat. So now, not only has your car been stolen, but the insurance company is refusing to compensate you. This is a huge problem for people because people can not only afford to be without a car, but to add insult to injury, now the insurance company is not providing them with any compensation whatsoever, and they're blaming you. So, what is this secret electronic device that thieves are using all across the country to steal cars so effortlessly? Well, it has several names, but generally speaking, it's an electronic scanner that detects and records the digital signal that your key fob and the keyless ignition system in your car use to communicate with one another. Now, once a car's key fob and its ignition system detect and acknowledge each other, then the car just assumes that it's the rightful owner of the vehicle, and it lets him in and lets him drive away. The key fob communicates with the car by emitting a code, a digital code that's picked up by an antenna hidden somewhere in your car. The problem is that thieves have begun using a new device called a grabber that allows them to read the code being sent by your key fob, and then it reproduces that code and allows the thief to get in and drive away with your car in just seconds. The only limitation is that the grabber must be positioned relatively close to the key fob to catch this code, to intercept it and copy it. The device won't work if the thief is too far from the car or from your home. It has to be close enough to pick up and scan the signal so that it can reproduce it. And here's another problem. These high-tech code grabbers are being sold all over the internet at very inexpensive prices. I'm not going to tell you where because I don't want to help potential thieves out there. But believe me, You can buy them almost anywhere online. Here's another thing that makes the problem even worse. We did a quick check of the internet companies and found that you can buy these grabber devices very inexpensively. We've seen prices ranging from $40 to $150. This means that any thief can basically go online, spend a few bucks, and get one of these devices. Once it arrives, they can go out and steal a new car every 30 minutes. It's all really that easy. So let's do a cost analysis. Let's do some math. Let's assume that a thief goes out and steals at least one car every 30 minutes with this technology. That means they can easily steal 12 new cars a day. Let's assume that the average stolen car retails for about $30,000 and that the thief is able to sell that car to a chop shop or a wholesaler for about 10% of that price, or about $3,000. So if you're stealing 12 cars a day and selling them for $3,000 each, that means you're making about $36,000 a day. Now, let's assume that you work about 3 days a week because you're a lazy slacker thief, and doing that 3-day work week allows you to make about $110,000 per week stealing cars. So you spend 3 days a week stealing cars, and 4 days a week, the rest of your week, you can spend playing Nintendo or other video games, because I'm assuming that's what car thieves do. Now, here's another really interesting thing. If you're smart enough to use this grabber technology, then you're also smart enough not to steal the cars yourself. What a lot of these guys do is they hire 16-year-olds who know how to drive a car, but are still legally minors, so they won't be charged too aggressively by the prosecutor if they're caught. See, it's not a crime of violence or a crime that involves drugs, so that means that the kids will probably get probation if it's their first offense. A lot of these car theft crews will hire a dozen teenagers to go out and steal cars all day. If one kid can steal a dozen cars, then 8 kids can steal 100 cars a day. That means the crew is making about $300,000 a day. Think about that for a second. That's a lot of money for somebody who just spent $150 to buy a grabber device from some online retailer. A lot of these kids, they can't even read. In fact, a device like this makes car theft far more lucrative than selling or transporting drugs. I'm going to repeat that so that you get the impact of what I just said. These electronic devices now make stealing cars far more lucrative than transporting or selling drugs. You know, the average street kid standing on a street corner selling drugs for an 8-hour shift or a 10-hour shift, he's probably, the lowest paid guy on the totem pole. He's making maybe $100, $150 a day. That's nothing. So if you're a car thief, the good news is that the prosecutors view car theft by teenagers as a very low-level crime, which often means no jail time, just probation if it's the kid's first offense. So how do you protect your car? Well, many experts are suggesting that when you get home, you place your key fob in a metal container so that somebody walking by your house with an electronic signal grabber can't pick up your fob's signal and use it to steal your car. What about the insurance companies? What about all of them denying the claims of people who've had their car stolen? If you've had your car stolen and there's no sign of forced entry once it's been recovered, if that's the case, then I would call your insurance company and tell them, look, there are many videos on YouTube describing exactly how this is being done. And if you won't honor my claim and compensate me immediately, then I will hire a class action lawyer to file a class action lawsuit against you for denying my legitimate claim, and then we're going to sue you. And I think your attorney could easily force a very large settlement from your insurance company once they realize how well informed you are and how bad these YouTube videos will look to prospective jurors. With that, I want to wish you good luck and say that we will see you soon.